Leaving Hack Green visitor moorings, which were next to the nuclear bunker, we continue travelling south on the Shropshire Union Canal towards the village of Audlem. Passing Overwater Marina here shown on the right, we arrive at the bottom lock, Audlem lock number 15. This is the bottom lock of 15 locks that takes us through the village of Audlem and out beyond that, and it raises the canal, the whole flight raises the canal 93 feet in just over a mile and a half, and it's one lock after another. So once we got to the top lock, we were looking really to find a mooring before we arrived at the next lock flight, which is the Audlem lock flight. Albeit only 5 locks, we'd had enough for the day, so we pulled in at Hawksmoor visitor moorings shown here. Thursday the 19th of May, we're just approaching Audlem village now. We've moored up just before here just to nip into the village to get some provisions, but we've now got a flight of 15 locks ahead of us. There's a man mowing the towpath with his little sit-on mower, so consequently there's grass everywhere. Here comes the lawnmower. It started out this morning quite cold and cloudy and overcast, but the cloud's gone away and it's warming up, so hopefully it won't be too hot while we're going up the locks. But as I say, most of the locks are in shade, so we've just gone to sort bottom lock out. That's bottom lock finished and it's 12:15, so we'll see what time we come out of the top lock. Thank you.
Pull you over right now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Got it?
Thanks. Everybody does. it's 20 to 4 and we're just in front of the Audlem flight of locks, and this is Hawksmoor visitor moorings. It's about a mile from the top of Audlem flight. We've done 15 locks today, and it's nice that it's a nice day, but it is boiling hot, and we're not as young as we used to be, so we've decided we're not going to do another 5 locks of the Audlem flight today. So we've pulled in here. It's nice and peaceful. There's a nice, looks like a sort of squire's estate over there with some big properties on, so I might have a walk over there later tonight. But we haven't had any lunch, so we've decided we're now going to have like an evening meal. You know, the one we were going to have, we haven't, as I say, we haven't had any lunch, so we'll get cleaned up and then sit down to sausage casserole, which should be nice. My evening walk has brought me to Audlem Locks, which is what we've got to look forward to tomorrow. It's a flight of 5, close to the village of Audlem, but not in the village of Audlem. And we're moored just north of there, just there, before the bend. And again, it's an extremely rural spot, no phone signal, so that doesn't worry me too much. And I'm just going to have a walk up the side of the locks just for somewhere to go, because there aren't any footpaths close to the canal here, so it's a case of sticking to the towpath. And I might just join a lane and go round in a circle down the lane, but I've not decided yet. I think the one bird that we've heard more than anything on this trip has been the chiff-chaff. It seems that every tree we pass, whichever canal we're on, there's a chiff-chaff singing at the top of it. So here's Bridge 71, the customary edge protection, the customary ramp, steps for the boatman. Oh, there's a heron at the top gate. I've disturbed it, it's gone. So this is lock 2, and they're quite close together, these locks. This is lock 3, and you can see the leakage on the top gate, which is balanced by the leakage on the bottom gate. And there's a milepost just here. So Llangollen Junction is where this canal, the Shropshire Union, meets the Staffs and Worcester, and that's where we'll be turning left to go back towards Great Haywood to join the Trenton Mersey. But that's going to be a few days away yet. Llangollen Junction's still 30 miles from here. So we've only done 5 miles today, but we've done 15 locks, and that's the reason why the mileage is down. It took us round figures 3 hours from bottom to top of the Audlem flight. We did stop after I think the 4th lock for servicing, but we're only there 15 minutes, so it's probably taken us 2 hours 45 minutes to come up. And surprisingly there weren't that many boats either coming our way or going the opposite way, so consequently we had to empty most of the locks before we could get in, so that takes a bit of time. But we got into a routine where I dealt with the top gate at the lower lock, and Sue, once she'd opened the paddles, she left me in the bottom of the lock to come up, and then once we'd got to level I sorted out the top paddles and the top gate, closed it behind me, and by the time I'd done all that she'd drained the next lock up and opened the bottom gate, so it was out of one and into another, and it worked quite well. But it still took 3 hours to do the 15 locks. And then at the top lock, the lady who lives in the cottage next to it puts produce out with an honesty box, and she'd actually got a freezer and a fridge, so we had some ice cream and bought a pasty and something else I can't remember. Oh, a few cakes. So we like to support the local producers. Just watch me back through this bridge, and so that was the end of the day really. Once we had finished the locks, we decided, it was quite warm as well, we'd had enough really. It was about 3:30 I think, so we're due an early finish because we've had 2 late finishes this week. So all in all, not feeling too tired, and tomorrow morning hopefully, after a good night's sleep, we'll have renewed energy to come and do this flight. So with that, I'll go back to the boat, have a drink of wine, and it'll be bed before too long.